So through this last 650 days, what have been
Yeah.
your biggest struggles? Like, I'm sure you've been tempted, right? I mean, it's foolish to
Yeah.
think someone's not gonna be tempted, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I wouldn't lie. I would be lying to you if I said that there's still not temptations. It's like I said, it's that daily kind of affirmation of like, no, I'm not going to drink today. I'm not going to like slip. Some days it's easier, some days it's harder. But the biggest things was definitely social settings. And that's where I started gravitating towards seltzers because I realized that it's not so much what I'm drinking, it's having something in my hand. That's why it was LaCroix, it's Liquid Death. I mean, even these even look like Modelo cans, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you could say, like, I got a funny story about that. But you could, I mean, just as long as you're sitting there, got something in your hand, you feel like you're part of the crew, you know?
Yeah.
Even though I've had nothing but support from everybody, nobody's ever given me any sort of slack, like, for wanting to quit drinking or quitting drinking and stuff like that. But which I'm very lucky to have that kind of support system around. But no, it was definitely that. It's social settings, weekends, definitely. When I was off work, like that boredom sets in. When you don't have anything really going on, you're sitting at home, you're like, and that was my big thing. I was sitting at home, drink, watch TV, or just kind of bullshit around the house. But yeah, it's been tough in situations. Going to shows sober was weird. Going
Really?
to like hardcore shows or like any sort of show was weird to get used to because the first thing you do, you walk to the bar, get a drink. That's just kind of what you do. But luckily, Liquid Death is everywhere now, so I have this weird can. But
Yeah.
speaking of the story, I got pulled over, and I had the white Liquid Death can in my cup holder. I got pulled over on US 1, and the guy, I was talking to him. He's like, "So, what's up with the open container?" And I looked, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I wasn't drinking at this time anyways. So I looked, I was like, oh no. So I pulled up the can. I said, man, I'll tell you, it's just Liquid Death mountain water. And he looked at it, he grabbed the can, he was like, well, I'll be damned. I was like, you thought you got me, huh? He said, I really thought I got you.
Dude, they do look kind of funny. I'll walk around town, like we'll take a walk outside the office. I'll just be walking with it, and people are just looking at me like, what's this guy doing? I'm
This
just,
boy's housing a Modelo at 2:30 on a Wednesday.
yeah. Who cares? Get my week started.
Right?
I think it's cool that you've had a lot of people be very supportive. I would hope a lot of people would have that same kind of support system, but I'm sure a lot of people get flack from their friends who party all the time.
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give them to put themselves in a better situation? Or how would you tell them to approach those friends about what they want to do? Because that's probably a fear. It's like, my friends are going to not want to hang out with me. And, I mean, that's a whole
Definitely.
different conversation, but
Definitely, and that's when you really have to sit back and like analyze your friends, and that's a hard fucking thing to. Sorry, God, it's a hard thing
you're
to
good.
do.
You're good.
But yeah, I mean, you realize like when you quit drinking, you have drinking buddies, and when you're drinking with those drinking buddies, you think you're a lot closer than you actually are. You know, so there's a few people that like. It's not that I cut them off. It's just that like we didn't have that in common anymore, so we just kind of like drifted apart, which is a natural occurrence that would happen, you know, no matter what. But I think that if as long as you have the good people, like good solid folk around you, they're going to support you. If they're your friends, they'll support you. It was it wasn't nerve-wracking as far as what I thought they would think of me. It was more nerve-wracking of like, can I do this? Can I be around all of my friends and not drink? And they made it incredibly easy. So that really, really wasn't a struggle as much as it could have been for me. But as far as advice, yeah, get something cold in your hand. Just sit and hang out. You could pretend it's a beer, and I promise you, it might feel weird, it might feel strange, but I swear when you wake up in the morning and you feel good, you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, you feel fine, you're going to be like, yeah, that was a good idea. That was a good choice to make yesterday. You know?
That's awesome.
So it's all about trial and error, man. Like, I don't know how I was able to stick with it the first time I tried, but I know a lot of folks that they'll get a few months, they'll slip. They'll get a few months, they'll slip. And that's it sucks, like, to think about, but it's like, you're not starting over when you slip. You still have those 3 months you did sober. Like, holy cow. So it's just like, it's just a little asterisk. It's not a whole reset. It's not whatever. It's just a little whoopsie daisy, you know? But you still have those 3 months or 6 months or years or 10 years, however long. Like, I don't know. Not saying I'll never drink again. Maybe one day I might drink again. I don't know. I don't like planning stuff. So,
Yeah.
But right now,
That's a good
this is where I'm
perspective
at.
shift.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what everybody needs. And
Exactly.
and it's got to be aligned with how you want to go about it. And you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned before that boredom was a big thing. Like, have you
Yes.
developed any other habits or any other hobbies in lieu of drinking?
Definitely. And I think that it's more so because I'm in barber school, I watch barbering videos all the time. Like if I'm at home, there's nothing to do, I'll do these little things around the house. Whereas before, I'd sit on the couch and drink. Just we have a small little place. There's not a whole lot to do. Everything's kind of up to date and not broken. Thank the Lord. Knock on wood. But I mean, and also I'm a lazy son of a bitch. I love sitting down and just watching TV. But I mean, like I said, it's just after pattern and routine, and I think it's been almost 2 years. Looking back, I probably don't remember the struggles as intense as they were, like that, because I'm not used to that feeling anymore of like really wanting to drink. But no, just art stuff. I started painting a lot more. I started embroidering like weird stuff, like and just going outside, doing that, sitting outside rather than sitting inside, just little things like that, and it's all personal. Like your thing could be, you like organizing, so organize your whole kitchen or like work on your organization of just the house, just little things like that, and you will find the time for it when you're not drinking, because you'll sit there and like, if you really like make that decision in the morning, like, no, I'm not going to drink today, you'll find something to do.